All right, guys, welcome back in. Sports Cards Nonsense with Mike Gioseffi. That is me. I'd like to say I'm an expert in the field. I'm going to go with that, actually. Jesse, anything you'd like to contribute for your introduction?
I would also like to say I'm an expert in a field. Cornfields, hay field, other fields.
It's not strong. I like the lean in, though. I like the lean toward the mic. All right, episode 4,297. Cool show today coming up. Got a few things on the docket. We're going buy, sell list like always. Couple quick hits on that one. So buy, sell. NBA trade deadlines. Some big trades already moved. I think it's going to be a busy week. It's going to have a huge impact on the card market and on card values. So we'll talk NBA trade. And then we'll talk some QB talk, some young guys and some old dudes. That's what's on schedule for the show today. J-Bo, throw that beautiful face of yours back up here. Let's talk buy, sell. Hit me. This is rapid fire. I don't need any of your cornfield nonsense. Get to it.
All right, here we go. Jameis Winston.
We talked about this too. Jameis Winston.
That's what I said. I said Jameis Winston.
You got there Winston. Don't clean up that sound. I don't want you taking any of your own grammatical errors out of this, by the way. I would like you to be as you are.
Here's what's going to happen is
here we go.
Clean it up.
Don't touch it. Buy, sell. Jesse, first name on that list is?
Jameis Winston.
Sell on Jameis. I know guys all of a sudden are excited about Jameis Winston starting in New Orleans. He is pathetic. Dude is better at eating crab legs than he is at anything else in his life, including throwing a football. Don't buy him. I'm not even selling because I don't know anybody who still has his junk from 2015. So I'm not buying Jameis. I'm not selling Jameis. I'm just going to try to forget about him. Next.
Trae Young.
Oh, Trae Young. I have been huge on basketball. One of the few Trae Young cards I have left, cracked pink ice PSA 10. I bought that for $575 about 2 months ago. I sold it yesterday for $825. His stuff is through the roof. I like Trae, and I think there's potential that it jumps again before when the season starts. But Trae Young is too expensive for me. I don't think he's winning in the East next year. That roster's not great. I'm selling Trae Young. One of the few basketball players you will hear me sell. I'm a sell on Trae Young right now while he's hot.
Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook's interesting. Running back position I don't like in general. Minnesota's playing really well the past few weeks. I'm actually a buy on Dalvin Cook because he's cheap, and that team's going to make a weird run at the playoffs, especially if they expand it to eight teams per conference.
Oh, your boy, Drew Brees.
Oh, man, Drew Brees, half a lung old man quarterback. I got to say I'm still holding. What do we see for news on his injury? Nothing long-term?
They said at least a week, but I mean, of course, you got broken ribs and punctured lung. He's going to be out at least a week.
That. He might miss a week. Guy has 3 lungs left in his body. I mean, at this point, he has literally less active ribs than Adam has. I mean, I don't know. I'm not – here's the thing. This is a weird answer. I'm not dumping Drew Brees. I don't think his prices are going to drop all that much, but I think he's back before the end of the year. If that's the case, I'm a hold on Drew Brees. I'm not selling him cheap. I don't think he's going to drop cheap, but I wouldn't sell him anyways. I still think there's a class act in the NFC or in that discussion. I'm a hold. I'm firmly playing the middle of the cornfield right there. Hold on Drew Brees.
Immaculate Basketball, Kyler Murray.
Those are two separate things. Immaculate Basketball coming out Wednesday.
Oh, you have a dash. Okay.
Just forget about that dash. Are you cutting that out? Don't cut that out either.
I'm cutting it
2019-2020 Immaculate Basketball comes out tomorrow. Obviously, Zion, Ja Morant, monster RPAs in there. They'll have some logo men. I like Immaculate. It's crazy expensive. So if you're going to be buying solo boxes, just prepare to be absolutely destroyed. Resale is going to be really nice on Immaculate. I'm a big fan of breaking Immaculate, and that's one of the few crazy high-end products I'm going crazy with, and I'm buying into PYTs. Buy the team you like. I love Immaculate for PC stuff, and I think it's just an awesome product because I think it flips really well, and you're going to have some $10,000 to $20,000 like insane, even more than that. Logo Men cards are going to sell for absolutely insane money. So despite the price tag, I'm actually a buy on Immaculate Basketball.
That's insane. 10 to 20,000.
And now to the dash. Go ahead and read that last name.
Kyler Murray.
Not our smoothest show, but we're having fun with it. Kyler Murray, I am still a buy on. So his Prism, he had a monster comeback the other day, throwing up the Hail Mary to DeAndre Hopkins to beat the Bills with like 2 seconds left. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals just keep winning, man. I'm still a buy on Kyler. His pricing now is still less than what it was when there was all this crazy preseason hype. So PSA 10 Prism rookie cards are still selling for like $550 to $575, which is like a 10% jump overnight. Literally jumped after that one game. I think those cards are going to keep jumping. He's going to be up to $750. I'm still a buy on Kyler Murray despite his prices improving.
All right. Buy, sell, done. Great job, bud.
Look at you. Complimentary today. Good for you. Shout it out when you know the answers.
What was that? I didn't say anything. All right, next segment: NBA trades and effect on cards. What do you think?
NBA trade market obviously popped off yesterday. So this is Tuesday morning. We're filming the show. Monday started the trade deadline. Monster trade already. CP3 going to the Suns is huge. The fact they didn't have to trade, obviously they weren't trading Booker. They didn't trade DeAndre Ayton. They traded nothing. They traded Ricky, that clown Rubio, and some other dead money contracts and some worthless picks. CP3 dragged the lifeless Thunder to the playoffs last year, and they were competitive. Devin Booker is getting ready to go nuts. The only knock on Devin Booker is he's dating a Kardashian. You look at the history in the NBA, anybody who's dated a Kardashian sister has fallen off dramatically. I think Booker breaks the mold. Booker is a legitimate 30-point scoring threat. They were playing awesome in the bubble. Ayton is like a baby modern-day Shaq at the modified center position. You add CP3, I think we're going to see Devin Booker stuff go absolutely insane. I don't think Chris Paul stuff moves that much, honestly, but Booker stuff. So Booker was selling for $800 to $900 yesterday for Prism, Panini Prism, just his base rookie PSA 10s. You notice I use that one a lot too. I love talking Prism because I think that is the baseline for a guy. To put in perspective, though, like his National Treasure rookie patch autos are going over $20,000 now, probably closer to 25. His Panini Prism PSA 10s jumped from $800 to $900. Now they're trading at $1,300 to $1,400. And when the season gets here and people see how good that team is, they're young, they're exciting, except for old man Chris Paul. Chris Paul going there is an absolute monster trade. The other trade yesterday that made no sense to me from Milwaukee's standpoint, it sounds like it's going to go through. Jrue Holiday. I like Jrue as like a second or third scorer. I don't see why there's any reason Milwaukee is dumping the farm to get that kid. Had they brought in a legitimate guy, I think Giannis stuff would start jumping again. The fact that it's Jrue Holiday and you're giving up everything is just worthless to me. I like it for New Orleans. They clean out some money. Also, they're talking about 3 potential first-round picks, which is insane. If Giannis doesn't re-sign with Milwaukee, those first-round picks are all going to be lottery picks. All of a sudden, Zion's going to have some young dudes to play with. So I actually like the upside. It's a super long-term play. I like the upside that New Orleans could take those picks and turn into something big. I just don't – I don't know. If you're Giannis and you're bringing in Jrue Holiday, like what are we doing? Like that's not making anybody any better. If I'm Giannis, either I was already going to resign and it hasn't changed my opinion, or he was going to decide to leave. And if he's already leaving, this isn't something that's big enough to keep him there. I think the next show is going to be all trade talk. Every GM has been super active. Teams have been very active with the trade market already. I think by the time we do our next show, we need to shut it down for 2 or 3 days like always so we can come up with these worthless notes for content. But I would say the next show is almost exclusively NBA trade talk because I think it's going to heat up savagely this week, and there's going to be a ton of them that really affect the market. So,
well, you were just saying yesterday you were jumping on eBay, and wasn't there a huge spike just in the last few days?
Yeah, so I was able. So just prices in general: John Morant, Zion, Luka, almost everybody's up. Devontae Graham and PJ Washington are both 2 cheap dudes I like. Yeah, prices are already starting to jump for NBA, and I think that's just going to continue. I think at some point the rise stops, like it kind of plateaus. But then the season comes, and I think the jump starts all over again. The NBA trade, depending on what happens, that's just going to create crazy new hype. If a big team brings in a big guy, it's going to get weird. AD not wanting to re-sign long-term with the Lakers, I think, is kind of useless. That was a big story on ESPN. I think they're talking money. He's going to sign the Supermax there. But, yeah, stuff's already jumping. You know, I was a firm believer in just hold until January when the season goes or end of December. At this point, there's a couple guys I think are going to get so expensive they sell. So, yeah, I've been just like a little dwarf just chilling out on my keyboard on eBay just waiting to hit buy it now. So I got 2. So the only thing I was able to buy Devin Booker-wise, I bought 2 Prism PSA 10 rookies for $17.50 for the pair. I'll be curious what those do in a month when people see that dude on the court with that little clown CP3.
All right.
Last topic.
We got QB talk.
Look, I like this. You introducing the topics. Good for you.
I'm going to jump in.
Graphic up there. Jump in. Anything to add? Oh, let's talk QBs. What do you have to say? Hit me with it. What do you have?
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's just a tease, man. If you're going to get Rick on there, I'm ready to go.
You got Rick rolled. Keep going.
It happens. Thank you for your contribution to the NBA quarterback talk, by the way. So one guy we already talked about, Kyler Murray, that dude is legit playing like a number 1 quarterback. People want to say he got lucky and it was a Hail Mary, awesome pass to DeAndre Hopkins at the end of the game. Dude, I'll tell you right now, look at how he scrambles around. Look at how he kept them in the game the entire game. Yeah, he made one big throw. It's funny, when Aaron Rodgers was making Hail Mary passes a couple years ago, he was like the second coming. But when Kyler Murray does it, it's because DeAndre Hopkins is unbelievable. I got news for you. Both are true. DeAndre Hopkins is as good as any receiver in football, and Kyler is balling out. I think Kyler's awesome. I think his hobby value continues to rise. They're actually leading because Seattle kind of crapped the bed the other day. Who did Seattle lose to? I can't even think of it now. You should bring that up when you're just sitting there with your Rick anthem. Bring up who Seattle got beat by. The Rams, maybe? Yeah, the Rams. Rams beat Seattle. So Arizona's actually in first place in that division now. I think they're going to keep winning. And then a dude who, to me, looks like Kyler Murray on the field playing down in Miami. Was I right about that, by the way?
Let me go ahead and jump in there. It was the Rams.
What city do the Rams play in? You want to jump back in?
St. Louis?
Very close. At one time, L.A. Rams. Good for
L.A.
you.
Rams.
L.A. Rams are relevant, too. Jared Goff's another quarterback who has a little bit of upside because he's dirt cheap. Back to what we were saying, though. The Kyler Murray of the AFC, little man Tua. He's short, so automatically I like him more than most people, including Jesse. He's playing awesome, too. He's never going to be a guy who comes in with 70% completion, passes, goes 28 for 35. Dude was 15 to 25, 2 touchdowns, and made some exciting plays, and they won again. That team's 3-0 with Tua. The Bills kind of stumbling a little bit. Tua is still a dude to keep an eye on, just in the playoff picture and, of course, in the hobby world. And then let's talk about some old dudes. I love it. Skip Bayless, who I just like. Skip Useless is just great. Beginning of the end for Drew Brees. The dude's 40 and broke his ribs and collapsed a lung. Is the hot take really that it might be the beginning of the end? If any player has that injury, it might be the beginning of the end. I think Brees comes back by the end of the year. I actually think he's fine. Skip just likes
Brees has not missed a game, more than one game, in 15 years.
Yeah, he also didn't play last year, so that stat is worthless. Teddy Bridgewater played the first 8 games for them. So, yeah, that stat is – I would say the legitimacy of that stat is 0.
Last year, Teddy Bridgewater played the internet.
Oh, good. Yep, Wikipedia. Good for you. Yeah, just ignore. You can cut that audio if you want.
I won't.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't come on screen for that. I didn't need to see the face while you were saying that, so good for you. I think Brees comes back. The team's still playing well. I like Michael Thomas. Alvin Kamara is a monster. Why they don't just put all 11 defenders on Alvin Kamara every game is beyond me. The New Orleans situation, though, is weird. So you got Jameis Winston, the crab leg king. I don't know why he comes into play yesterday. Taysom Hill, to me, is the athlete at quarterback that team can play with. He's super exciting. They don't have crazy weapons for deep threats aside from Thomas. I think Hill is the answer there, but for some reason, they love Jameis Winston. The way they talk about him, too, I don't get it. I think it's a mistake. To me, I would play Hill. The fact, too, that Hill has almost no card stuff and his value is in the tank because he's just a specialty guy. I actually think Taysom Hill, I don't know how you say his worthless name. Just call him Tatum or Jason. I don't know why we're combining first names. I don't understand that. He's another guy I keep an eye on hobby-wise. If they ever decide to actually turn the ball over him and let him play, it could get interesting because that team, like I said, with Kamara, with Michael Thomas, and a quarterback who moves like that and can extend plays, that might be a weird situation in New Orleans, and their defense is actually playing really well. And then Tom Brady, one of the most irrelevant games of all time. He played absolutely awesome, and it means nothing. I love how guys were talking about this might be a redemption for Brady after the Saints loss. Tom Brady loses one monster game every year. A couple years ago, we got absolutely destroyed by the Chiefs. People wanted to bench him. They went and won the Super Bowl. It's the regular season. Again, we say this every week. If you're excited or depressed over a Tom Brady regular season game, go downstairs, chill out at your table, and just have some Fruit Loops and just relax. What are we talking about? You can tell what I have for breakfast, by the way. I just don't get this. We're excited when he has a good week, and he's terrible when he has a bad week. Brady has all the weapons in the world. He's still a very good quarterback. He's going to have some garbage games. He's going to win some big games. And what you brought him into Tampa for is to get to the playoffs and have it be vintage playoff Brady. That's it. Call me in December when these games mean something. I really don't get this fascination, the week to week. Bayless was talking about him again, Brady being Brady. It's a regular season game against the Carolina Panthers. You could suit up for the Panthers, Jesse, and no one would know the difference. You could literally make the starting lineup tomorrow. Nobody would have anything to say about it. So I have no use for this week-to-week overreaction stuff with Tom Brady. I just don't. Two of the guys we talked about last week, too, in our buy-sell, Mike Evans and Antonio Brown, both had cute games, 6 to 7 catches apiece, about 70 yards. I think Evans had a touchdown. I'm still not psyched about either one of those guys. Tom has always spread the ball, except when he had Randy Moss in his heyday. He's going to keep spreading the ball. That offense has too many weapons for one guy to really stand out to me. So Brady's fine. Let's get to the playoffs and see what he does, and then we'll go from there. So that's all I got for today. You have any other valuable insight you want to share? Anything else you found on your interweb?
I would like to clarify my statement. It was from...
Did you get a haircut?
Guys, oh my
Show the
goodness.
people. Let me see
I
this.
did get a haircut. Thank you so much.
Really? What's in the other side? Is the other side butchered?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about
favoring that
it.
left side. You got butchered, didn't you?
It's okay.
That's our
my
favorite
favorite
show.
haircut.
Next show later in the week,
Next
Thursday,
show-
Friday, is you showing off the hair.
Football guys haircuts. Who's
Football
in?
guys haircuts. I got a feeling Thursday, Friday show, whatever day it will be, is going to be all NBA trade talk. It's going to be insane. Again, make sure I didn't do this today. I'm sorry. I told you I would. Like, follow, subscribe. 3 words, Sports Cards Nonsense. It's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. There's a 4th one. Facebook.
TikTok.
I hate TikTok, but TikTok may be our golden goose. You got to do TikTok. Just scroll through the dancing clowns and find us. And then download the podcast, Apple, iTunes. Spotify is the big one. We love Spotify.
Love it.
And then I'm hoping at some point here we get some major news to announce. We had some pretty cool people reach out. We are hoping there are some awesome show notes. Jesse has actually, if we get picked up by a big brand, I want to make sure I understand this correctly. You are going to shave the brand into the right side of your head. That's why it's not being shown? Is that accurate?
I kind of already did it. That's why you're not seeing. I wasn't going to say anything. Thanks a lot. Spoiler alert.
He is Jesse, the producer. I am Mike Gioseffi. Check it out. Sports Cards Nonsense. Catch you guys later. Bye.